Good morning and welcome to JoyNews Interactive. We're live from digital address GA0992539 in Kukumimlokra on DSTV channel 421 and Go TV channel 144. In case you didn't know, to join the interactive train on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, we're JoyNews on TV. I'm Peter Sibili. Thank you so much for your company. Priscilla Blessing Benchum could have been a doctor. Ruth Love Quason could have been a lawyer. Priscilla Crunchy could have been a journalist. And Ruth Abeka maybe a psychologist. The sad thing about this whole narrative is that we will never know what they could have been. But we do know is that they were daughters, sisters, friends, and classmates. What we do know is that four families will never see their daughters. They'll never get to hug them, kiss them, or even send them to the stores. It is devastating, unfortunate, and we could have done better for the families. Many Ghanaians expressed shock after the police broke the news that the four missing Takrady girls were dead following results of a DNA test. However, after the sad news by Acting Inspector General of Police, James Opongboano, Ghanaians want the police service to be held responsible for the death of the four girls. Many people on Twitter haven't begun calling for the resignation of the CID boss because, according to some, she handled the case unprofessionally and with utmost incompetence. In an attempt to vent their anger, the hashtag Tiwa Must Go is widely spreading on Twitter. Many of the view that the DCOP lied when she assured the families of their children's return earlier this year. You've been reacting to this on Twitter, and at the time of production, hashtag Tiwa Must Go was trending #1. Let's go to Twitter and see what you had to say about this. This one is from @body_Macnick, who says, "You brought this onto yourself. I don't know what the Council of State is doing in terms of advice. You never paid attention to the issue and even went to the region without visiting the families. And all you care about was politics. Hashtag Tiwa Must Go." This one is from @Ray Wilson, who says, "Once upon a time, we were served with this incompetence and she's still at post. Today we say what? Take your thoughts back. Hashtag Tiwa Must Go. Tiwa must resign. Hashtag bring back our girls." @Langabell says, "Be safe wherever you find yourself. Your security is no longer the state's priority. The @GH Police Service is just a driver extortion service. Your safety is officially in your hands. Do what you can within the confines of the law to keep safe." Ghana with a crying emoji. This one is from @IMJX, who says, "Tiwa, we finally found the girls, brought them home back to their families, but not in flesh and blood breathing, but in dry bones. I cry for GH." @EchoJohn says, "Since Mami Tiwa refused to hashtag bring back our tardy girls, can she be relieved of her post as CID boss? She has no moral, legal or professional right to still be at post. She's unprofessional, heartless and politically clothed officer. This can only happen in Ghana." This one is from @Davson, who says, he's asking, "Is Tiwa still at post? She played with our emotions on a sensitive national issue. Such unprofessionalism. Hashtag Tiwa Must Go. Hashtag bring back our tardy girls." @The Bald Guy says, "When people are given top positions to manage based on nepotism instead of merits, these are the only results we can expect. Hashtag Tiwa Must Go." @Feminist E says, hashtag Tiwa Must Go. "The Takrady girls issue is saddening. Thinking through the beginning of this issue to when the CID said they knew their whereabouts, finding skulls and bones, and now this. May God keep their souls." @Founds_Junior says, "NPP administration is bringing us pain upon pain. Sack Tiwa now. She's not fit for that office. Terrible CID. Hashtag Tiwa Must Go." And this one is from Kwesia Sempa, who says, "Heads must roll. This shouldn't die out just like other cases in the country. We need accountability. Hashtag Tiwa Must Go." At Edam_agenda says, well, he's asking, do people know how to resign in this country? Hashtag Tiwa Must Go. And Peter_Sacred says, heads must start rolling. The girls can't die in vain. Someone has to go. This banana republic attitude can't go on. We can't allow this gross incompetence and negligence in our systems. Hashtag Tiwa Must Go. And Darling Kofwan says, Tiwa must be fired immediately and Nana must answer a lot of questions for delaying this sack. This woman lied to the public, frustrated family members, and the police never showed sufficient interest in the girls. Kai. Hashtag Tiwa Must Go. Trending at number 2 was hashtag bring back our tardy girls, because a lot of people on social media don't think, or they think this is just a ploy, and this is, the girls are not actually the girls, and the girls are still somewhere, and that's why they're calling for hashtag bring back our girls. Trending number 2 on Twitter. Let's see what you had to say about that. Well, this is Facebook, and then we'll go back to Twitter. Well, on Facebook, Marvin Dovey says, the family should conduct the same DNA on the remains of the deceased to ascertain if truly those are the bodies of the missing girls. God strengthen the family members, for it is not easy losing a loved one. As DC Wallace says, I knew this from day one, that Ghanaians are not safe in the hands of our leaders and the police. At Tia Suleimani says, Ghana, if these girls were the daughters of rich and influential men, the children, the story would have been different. Look at how quickly those Canadian girls were found. As for this country, we have to be our own police in order to protect ourselves. Wisdom Kutu says, this can only be a cooked report. In fact, if these girls are found later, we shall demand the resignation of the entire police hierarchy of commands. How could the police earlier report whilst the suspect was in custody suggest the police being aware of the place where the girls are? They're doing fine, and we shall soon reunite them with their families, now turned to being dead. If they are now dead, we might have carried out the killings. I'll urge the families to collect samples of the bone tissues from the police and run a separate independent analysis abroad. Armstrong Party says, this is a disgrace to the GH police service. The people have lost trust in the service. The CID boss has no shame, and she is still a post waiting to be shown the exit by the president. Okay, then what is the president waiting for? Is the A4 paper finished at the Flagstaff House? And Nana Somani says, Ghanaians used to blame the devil for any unfortunate incident some years back, and now we blame our leaders for everything. It is very painful, yes, but the topic now should be how we can prevent something like this in the near future. Our immigration system, landlords, parents, our youth, the community, and our police. Henry Echo Ashan says, we have to tell the police to get back to work. They don't want to work, so this is the way for us to stop asking them to work. The girls must be looked for. They are not dead. Those skeletons actually gave them the means not to work again, because when they twist the truth, no one will know, and we are not DNA examiners, so we have to take it like that. Ghana is an animal kingdom now, and we are not safe no more. Mohammed Romeo says, the first stage of grief is denial. They'll come to terms soon. It's very painful, and is a way that the human nature calms grief. And Prince Seth says, matters like this, how I wish the police could have found a very nice way to break the news to the families by flying them to Accra, lodging them in a beautiful hotel, and employing a clinical psychologist to break the news to them with some form of evidence. At least the police should have known that these missing girls' case has become a national issue. And Innocent Akushu says, I think we should come together as Ghanaians and raise money for the families to conduct their own individual DNA test on each of the girls. I doubt these results. I also believe the police and politicians are trying to bury this issue and focus on election 2020, since this issue can be one of the numerous reasons to either retain or kick out some political party I know. It's just my opinion, and that's from Innocent Akushi. Osman Sher says, tragic and highly devastating. The worst form of emotional trauma is being the parent or guardian of these missing girls. May the good Lord strengthen them. Let's go back to Twitter where hashtag bring back our tardy girls was trending number 2, and at number 1 was hashtag Tiwa Must Go, where a lot of Ghanaians are calling for the removal of the CID boss. Let's go to Twitter and see what you have to say about hashtag bring back our tardy girls. This one is from @Fauzia_TUA, who says, it looks like a stage story. It doesn't make sense. Something is missing. I'm sad and disappointed. The facial expression on the IGP is sickening. A little emotion would have helped. Anomi says, at this point, all the pastors and men of God have gone to sleep. They didn't see this coming. God never spoke or revealed anything to them, and now they are dead. The God they worship must be asleep. @Boasty45 says, the IGP and his presser said investigations established that the 3 girls were kidnapped and sent to a facility known as Baby Factory in Nigeria. So at what point were the skeleton remains brought into GH and dumped into the septic tank in Tadi? @Infinity Junior says, hashtag bring back our Tadi girls. Probably some made up story so we forget this issue. Ghana, we day, Charlie. And @Jehovah's Juror says, can someone please say how long it takes a body to decay? Hashtag bring back our Tadi girls. @Gavin_DK says, respectfully, I don't think tweeting about hashtag bring back our tardy girls will bring anything to bear. What put me off was the press release about the police knowing the exact location and safety status of the girls. My thoughts are with the family anyway. God save Ghana. Prince Banyabo says, no serious country will condone the nonsense of Tiwa. It's rather unfortunate in this part of the world. We defend everything. Hashtag bring back our tardy girls. And @Figo_Anan says, they're shameless. No matter what you do, they'll receive bribes, especially from foreigners, which prevents them from doing proper investigations on issues like this. Hashtag bring back our tardy girls. And Real Awale says, let's protest against this. Hashtag bring back our tardy girls. And Ashetiama says, since we've chosen political correctness over rule of law, stiffer enforcement of the law, better border controls and accurate indexing of who comes in and leaves the country, we'll keep seeing the sort of barbarism. Common opinion isn't common sense. TJ63 says, we shouldn't use this hashtag bring back our tardy girls as something political when addressing it. We should rather see it as an issue to the state which needs solution. And Freddie Mart says, it's a disgrace to the police service and a nation as a whole. We can't trust our security services over 6 months and now this. What a pity. Hashtag bring back our tardy girls. So the last tweet I'm going to take is from @Beard_ED, who says, thoughts and prayers to the bereaved families in this hard, challenging, chilling and confusing time. Hashtag Tiwa Must Go. Hashtag bring back our tardy girls are the top 2 trends on Twitter. Today, when you go home and you say your nightly prayers, I beg you to pray for those girls, you pray for the family, and have a moment of silence. May their beautiful souls rest in peace. Now, the exercise at the Black Star Square is to enable qualified students to get a placement at a school they may not have chosen but has space. Monday's exercise at the vast Black Star Square is also to enable other students to change their placements because the schools they have been given would not have favored them for one reason or another. Now, some students also had good grades that qualify them to be placed in schools of choice, but could not secure any placements. It is unclear why this happens, although a lack of adequate space has often been cited. Schools resumed this week, but a number of those who qualified could not be placed by the computerized school selection and placement system. they have the option to do the placements themselves in schools that still have enough space. Now, you have been reacting to this. As we know, yesterday at the Black Star Square, the 2 students collapsed, and you've been reacting to this. Let's go to Facebook and see what you had to say. All right, this one is from @Samuel, who says that's the reason why there is a need to embark on school infrastructure expansion instead of pulling down existing buildings for a cathedral. Adu Yobo says there are some schools which students also don't choose. Why don't you bridge the gap between the schools so that the choice of schools and standards will be the same everywhere for all the schools? Rashid Abdul says, well, he's asking, are these numbers the first choices of such schools? In any case, there's a problem. If indeed those are first choices, then Ghana Education Service is failing the majority of Ghanaian wards by not granting other SHSs better avenues to reach excellence to attract wards as these Ivy League schools. This one's from @Elom, who says, we need multi-track now. And Jess Sodi says, banana leadership, even placement of students into schools, they are not able to do it. And this one's from Evans, who's asking, can you imagine this is happening in Ghana in the 21st century? How on earth? And Abraham says, the old man's implementation of free SHS was only for election purposes. Hurrying without accurate mindset is stupidity in the law book. And Frederick Carey says, you see the results of something being free in Ghana. And Christian comes in to say, but I heard that the sector minister Napo on air last week saying this year's SHS placement is the best ever in the history of Ghana. Frank Alma says, there was no plan for this mess. Akufo-Addo could not answer for the cost and plans for this program. He dodged the question. Here we are now. Politics. And Nana Kofi Jr. says, useless free SHS. Now you to cry. Nene Nini says, be careful of free things from a Ghanaian politician. It can be poison in disguise. And Mafia says, frankly, we should probably adopt a more simplified system. Why not have a centralized online system where students apply and schools directly accept or reject based on grades instead of this very messy algorithm? Once you are in the school, you can choose whatever major you want by the second year. Simple. On that note, I'm going to take a quick breather. We'll be back with more. Welcome back from the breather. You're still watching JoyNews Interactive with myself, Mapita CBD. Now, Champions League is starting today, and you know Joy 99.7 FM brings you the best out of the best commentary. And you've seen the faces, you've heard the voices, but do you know what happens behind the scenes? Check it out.
Right? Yeah, and there has been a round of so-called comebacks, and the unexpected has really become the expected, and I see probably one happening tonight.
This comment from Eunice says, strong and sassy ladies have submitted to George and Gary. Submission is that easy. Very interesting. George from Laboni says, hi guys, I look forward once more to your wonderful commentary. You always sound like you are in London. Well, maybe this is small London. It's time to prove people wrong. It's time to join us on our commentary. It's time for another dramatic night in Europe. It's time for Joy FM, and it's time for George Addo Jr. to join us.
The red side of Merseyside needs an aid to annex one of the two remaining top trophies this season, but faces the prospect of exiting this competition, which in itself may well be a blessing in disguise. So the dilemma is real, and Klopp will decide for the Cops. Liverpool may get drowned in this pool of Bavarians tonight, or the Star of the South would observe one of those solemn European nights. Stage set then, a battle of equal heavyweights, pedigree, history alike, and we do the needful. Welcome to Bayern Munich. Welcome to Munich Arena. And I'm George Addy Jr. with my co-commentator Gary L. Smith.
This is Joy UCL. It's European Night on Joy.
What a sea of red with two reds battling.
Lights or no lights, I am glued to my phone for the commentary.
Listen, I'm not a soccer fan, but I will not miss it for the world, and you also shouldn't miss it, yeah? So catch you, Joy 99.7 FM at 6:40 p.m. tonight. We'll all be listening. The whole of Ghana must listen. So tell your friend, to tell your friend, to tell your cousin and your grandmother and your grandfather and all your cousins to listen to Joy 99.7 FM. George Addy Jr., Gary L. Smith, and the team will be bringing you the best of the UEFA Champions League. On that note, I'm going to take our video of the day.
Don't get up, don't get up. It's a movie. We're shooting a movie. We're shooting a movie. Here are the cameras. Don't get up, don't get up. It's a movie. We're shooting a movie. We're shooting a movie. Here are the cameras.
We end JoyNews Interactive with myself, Mapita CVD. You know where to join the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram with JoyNews on TV. Have yourselves a terrific Tuesday and see you tomorrow.